work well.
It's coming towards the end of the season. There are 2 matches left. It's been a pretty long year, probably the longest for an awful lot of people. How's the kind of energy level at this stage ahead of what is really a big game against Japan on Saturday?
Yeah, energy levels are very, very high. It's obviously it's a new group coming in. You know, there's kind of 13 guys, I think, around cap coming into the squad, and you know, it's great to feed off their energy and, you know, their willingness to get stuck into work. No, look, every time you come into an Irish camp, it's an incredibly special time. Something that shouldn't be taken for granted, and you know, people are incredibly enthusiastic to be here and to get selected for next Saturday.
I touched on the number of uncapped players there are. Can you, where you are in terms of your career, can you see their kind of enthusiasm and everything that they're bringing, and their kind of almost desperation to get that first cap? Can you see the enthusiasm they bring to everything?
Yeah, it's great. It's really refreshing. You know, it's nice to be able to lend a hand to them. You know, obviously the guys who are here a bit longer can help them as well. You know, we want to drive a kind of a player-led group, and when you have such a big chunk of guys who are new in, it's really, I have to say, I enjoy helping them along and seeing the other lads do the same who've been here already. And as I said, the hunger and the enthusiasm that they've shown over the last kind of 2 weeks is it's really refreshing. It's really enjoyable to be around.
Can I ask you just one question about somebody who's not there? That's Conor Murray, named over the weekend as the Lions captain. You're familiar with that role. You were a captain the last time in 2017 for that first test. I mean, your reaction when you heard that he was taken over from Alan Jones, and have you been in contact with him?
Yeah, look, I'm delighted for him. Thrilled to bits for him. It's an incredible honour. You know, the Lions is a special entity, and you know, it's a huge honour for Conor. And you know, no better man. You've seen how many years he's been around now. How many big games he's played, and the experience he has, you know, being on his third tour is proper, you know, legend stuff. So you know, he keeps driving to be better. You know, the work the fella puts in, you know, it's been incredible, and I'm delighted for him. No better man.
What captaincy advice would you give him?
He's well able. He knows himself.
Thanks.
So, Michael.
So were you surprised, as everybody else appeared to be, that he got the captaincy, or that was in your mind at all when Alan moved out?
No, look, as I said, you know, the Lions is different. It's his third tour, you know what I mean? He's an incredible amount of caps already for them. Incredible amount of international caps. You know, the guy has incredible amount of experience. So, you know, why not? I think it's a great appointment.
I suppose there were other guys, you know, Johnny Sexton, Keane Healy, Keith Earls, that are not part of this summer. Were you desperate, Peter, yourself, like to play in this summer series?
Yeah, look, obviously, I didn't play a huge amount of the rugby in the Six Nations, so I was delighted to be selected and given another chance to play in an Irish jersey. You know, I'm sure those guys, as part of those guys, you know, I think it's a good call from their part. But I'm sure there's parts that I want to be here as well. You know, the nature of the beast, you want to be playing, and you know, this is a special place. This being in camp is incredibly enjoyable, and those guys always lead the charge in regard to, you know, the driving the enjoyment in camp, and you know, it's good for them to get a rest though, 100%. You know, look after their bodies, and plenty of rugby left in them. So just I suppose putting a bit longer on it, which is no harm.
Obviously some new faces in there. Anybody in particular that has been standing out for you, Peter?
Look, I think they've all done incredibly well. I've touched on, you know, the enthusiasm part, the willingness to learn, obviously their energy in training. If anything, it needs to be reined in a little bit, but it's, you know, that's something that'll come over time with them. You know, that I remember the first time being in camp. You know, there's lots of stresses from all different angles, but I think they've dealt with it really well, and I think they've started to enjoy it as well now, which is really important for us.
Okay, guys, anything further in the live section?
David,
Jump in. Yeah, jump in.
Peter, I was just kind of wondering about, like Shay talked about the guys that kind of have been given a bit of time off during the summer. Was that an option for you, or were you just keen to get involved yourself?
No, look, I was keen to get involved. As I said, I hadn't played a huge amount in the Six Nations, and you know, I was keen to play. So happy enough to be here, to be honest.
And even looking at, like, you know, you have the likes of Tyke and Jack Conan over with the Lions, but you know, still so many quality back rowers there. Like, you know, you have Paul Boyle and Nick Timoney even coming into the mix. Like, there still is serious competition in the back row, isn't there, for Ireland? Yeah,
absolutely. It's been great to train alongside those guys you named, who I haven't kind of got a chance to before. You know, even I suppose, you know, just to get experience of what they do, what their training habits are. You're constantly picking stuff off guys of that quality, and you know, again, you know, it's never been an area that's lacked competition or bodies to jump in. You know, the guys are, you know, incredibly well able, as you've seen from their provincial performances, and it's been really enjoyable training alongside them.
Just the last one for me was, you know, is there a certain pride kind of having played all season for the last couple of seasons with the likes of Fineen and Gavin, to kind of see them in there in Ireland camp and see how well they're going?
Yeah, always good to have a few more Cork fellas involved. Always put a smile on the face, and they've been great. Obviously, with their provincial performances again, have been really impressive, and I think they've justified their selection for the summer series. So again, you know, they're leading the charge in training, and you know, they're really enjoying it. So it's great to have them involved.
Cheers.